Alright, hi, welcome to this video. Now, in this video, this will be part 2 of your 5-7 exercise, okay? So I hope you guys were okay with the first part. And so in this video, we're going to continue applying Pythagorean theorem. We'll continue to apply Pythagorean theorem, but the questions that I'm going to show you guys in this video, they are a little bit more complex than the ones that we did in the previous one, okay? So let's get started. Please pause the video and see what this question wants us to do. All right, welcome back. Now, so here we have a triangle, and pretty much what they want us to do is to find the area, right? They want us to find the area of this triangle, the area of the triangle, okay? So typically, what we in the past when we talk about area of a triangle, I would say, okay, I have a triangle here, and they would always give us a vertical height, and that vertical height is going to be perpendicular to my base, right? We call that the base. So if I call this the base, I call this the height, then my area is equal to half times base times height, right? So this is how we found the area of a triangle in the past. But now, in this question, we don't have the height. We don't have the vertical height. So what do we do? So let's take a better look at the triangle first. So I can see that this is 26. That's also 26. So in other words, I have an isosceles triangle. So I can put down the markings. Okay. Now, if they are isosceles triangle, then when I create a line from the top vertex to the base, if I make a perpendicular line, then if you think about this, what can you say about this section and that section? What do you think of those two sections that we just kind of cut them into? Because so this whole thing is 22. Now I just created this horizontal sort of a perpendicular line, but because of the 26 and the 26 here, this is gonna be equal to that, right? So in other words, this will be 11. This part here, that will be 11. This part here will also be 11. So there you go. That's what's happening here. In other words, the line that I just created, that is actually a perpendicular bisector. Remember we came across perpendicular bisector in the beginning of chapter 5? So now it's coming back, okay? So perpendicular bisector will make a 90 degrees. And not only that, it cuts this 22, it cuts the 22 cm into two equal sections of 11 cm. So now what we can do is I'm gonna color my triangle a little bit. So this part of the triangle, I can find that. I can use that triangle to help me to find my height. So I'm just gonna resketch that. I have a right triangle there. That's 26, and I have 11 over here. So what's my hypotenuse? My hypotenuse is 26, right? And this is the part where I say, okay, let's call that h. That's my height, and I can use my Pythagorean theorem to find the height. So 26 squared is equal to, again, sorry about the handwriting. I'm writing with my finger. All right, so sorry about that. Hope you guys can read my handwriting. Okay, so this is the equation that we can set up. It is important for you guys to show the equation. Okay, this is where you should start every time. And now we just use our calculator. That's 676. is equal to 8 squared plus 11 squared is 121. Okay, so h squared is equal to 676 minus 121. That's going to give us 5, 5, 5. That's cute. So my h is equal to, if I square root that, square root the left, square root the right, the square root of 555 will give us something that is approximately, they want us to round it up to the nearest tenth. But that's my final answer, right? Round your answer to the nearest tenth. Do not round any intermediate computations, which means I'm not supposed to do this. So even though with a calculator, I'll get 23.558, blah, 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 I'm not supposed to round it up. In other words, I am just going to leave my h as square root of 555. Okay, so that way, I'm not rounding anything. I'm just going to use that square root of 555 to represent my height. So now I found my height. I can use the height. Maybe draw that better. So now I have a vertical height, and that vertical height is square root of 555. And what's my base? My base was given, that's 22, correct? So our area of the triangle is half times base times my height, which is square root of 555. So if I put that in my calculator, the half and the 22 can be simplified. I'll have 11 times square root of 555. And if you put that in your calculator, you should get something approximately. So in this case, I can round it up because this is my final answer. I can round it up to the nearest tenth. So it would be, let me just put that in my calculator. It will be 259.1. Okay, 259.1, and this is area, so it's cm squared. All right, so that's it. Okay, that's it. You guys might be there is another way of doing this. Instead of going back to the original big triangle, what I could do was I could figure out the area of this triangle because I just found out my h, right? I can put it back there, right? So I can find the area of this triangle, and we know that the triangle on the top is going to be the same, exactly congruent with the triangle at the bottom. So if I want to find the whole thing, all I have to do is just to multiply this area by 2, right? And that will give us the entire big triangle. But that's one way of doing it. That's another way of doing it. Okay. I think you guys should be all right with this. Just be careful, okay? Just be careful with when you're applying the Pythagorean theorem, and don't simplify your workings in the middle. Only simplify your final answer. Then I think you guys will be good. All right, I'll show you guys one last example. Okay, one last example. Okay, welcome back. So this is the last example I'm going to show you guys. Good news is pretty much the same as the previous one, maybe even a bit easier. Okay, so let's take a look. So again, they want us to find the area. They want us to find the area of the right triangle here. And just be careful with the unit. Okay. So the 15 here, the 15 given to us, that's my hypotenuse. 12 is a leg. We don't know what that is, but we can find that, right? And we have a right angle there, so it's a right triangle. Since they want us to find the area, and let's say I call this h, then isn't my area simply equal to half times my 12 times my h? Isn't that it? Right. So if I can figure out h, I can figure out the area. So to find h, I will have to apply my Pythagorean theorem. Right. So 15 squared is equal to 12 squared plus h squared. So I'm gonna skip a few steps here. You guys have your calculator with you. So I'm taking 15 squared minus 12 squared. That gives me 81. Okay, 81 is equal to h squared. So h would be 9. Right, h would be 9. So now so I can upgrade what I have here. This is half times 12 times 9. And the half and this 12 can be simplified. So my final answer is going to be 54. And they want us to write the correct unit. So everything is in meter. So in terms of area, that will be 54 meter squared. Okay, so that's it. That's all I have for you guys for now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.